All right, everyone. Hello, welcome back. Today's gonna be a bit shorter stream because, as I said, sorry, I'm away this weekend, and it turns out we're going pretty early tomorrow. So there's not gonna be a stream tomorrow evening. And when I say short, maybe like 2 hours at most. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of time to do that, but I wanted to get it done, right? This way, you know, we get something up and running, and that way we don't miss out on a whole lot of time. So what do we have here? Hello. What do we need? Put that on because it's funny. Clothes. It's in here. Here. Okay, put that there. How much space is in here? Oh, not much. I don't really need schmaskas anymore now that I think about it. So we could drop that. It's not a big deal. The armor and everything. Ooh, the AK. In all fairness, I don't even really need the AK anymore. So I'll probably just strip it for good parts, and that's about it. There's not many. It's basically the stock, hello. What do we got? The stock, the foregrip, and the pistol grip. I did never even put that handle on there. And one of those. And then otherwise I don't care about it. Attachments. Fine. This is good to sell it off. Oh, you know what? No, you're right. Ragman should get it for his quest or something or another. And he could have a backpack too. Sure, whatever. Okay, so how is that quest going, by the way? 31 out of 100. And, you know, 6 out of 50. Not that I care. 22 out of 100 and 6 out of 50. I mean, I don't care about any of these, realistically speaking. They don't really matter. But based on my notes, what we have today is we want to go find Shturman. And then, like, basically I'm going to do one woods run looking for Shturman. And then I'm going to go to Shoreline, because I need to go find something for Wet Job Part 4, and then also start doing stuff on Test Drive. So, whoops, if I'm not mistaken, he just wants the, let me just double check here. An RPDN with this very specific scope, right? Could you put the short barrel on? I'm just curious. Hang on, what does this do out of curiosity? Oh, it's like two things. Two ergo. That obviously doesn't fold. But actually we can put this in here and in here. This is very large. Yeah, it's too large to fit in the backpack, but it should be good there. Now I should have a backpack. There you go. Okay. Boom. The beauty of the backpack loadout. And this is like whatever. I mean, realistically, this is probably good enough. Like, I probably don't even need a T20 backpack for this, right? You know what? I'm even tempted to just take the T20 instead of T30, because the T30 is just over a kilo. Oh, this is just under a kilo. It's actually not all that different in terms of weight, but I guess it's every bit helps. Right. So we're going to woods. Let's try nighttime, because that way, if we do get any PMCs, we can also kind of double up on insomnia. Which, if I'm not mistaken, last I checked, were 15 out of 25, maybe. I don't really fully remember. So. Level 51 though, very cool. I would unironically smash a documentary about how this probably not the best choice of words for that, right? But about like how this charging handle functions, right? Because theoretically, I kind of get how it. I know I'm harping on about it, but like theoretically, I get how it works. But I would very much like to see sort of how the whole concept came to be, right? Because if you look, it also technically has a little cutout, and from what I've seen of it, it's almost like he operates it like an HK charging handle. So we'll find out as we go in, I'm sure, if we have to use it. Where are we? Okay, not too bad. I don't think I've ever spawned in this divot before. Like, I know where we are, but I don't think I've ever spawned literally right there. I'm now being awkwardly reminded that I forgot to suppress this sniper rifle. And I did double check the... Am I going the right way? Yes. I did double check the PP19, right? That suppressor is actually the best suppressor for ergonomics and recoil. Because I believe there is a muzzle brake that can go on it, which is slightly better for recoil. I'm talking like maybe a total of 2 or 3 recoil difference, but it costs or like it's slightly worse for recoil actually, but it is like maybe 1 ergonomics better, so it's like a 1 ergonomic trade-off for like anywhere between 3 or 5 recoil, which realistically speaking isn't very much. But I'm okay with 1 ergonomic difference to get the recoil, realistically. Okay, so it has to be over 75 meters. Oh, that's right, the rangefinder. I completely forgot about the rangefinder. Not that it matters. We're our best bet is going to be stay away, essentially. That's sort of the one problem with nighttime. Is sure they usually have a reduced vision range, but you technically also do because you don't really have the color differentiation, right? Like everything is either green or black. Can't believe this is a required mission. Oh. There's somebody out there. It looks like a PMC. Okay, fine. You've convinced me. I'll go with the chase. Maybe I don't shouldn't chase him into the tree line. It's probably not the best idea. My question is Shturman even here? Something. God, the reticle in this is not very good. Ooh. Probably better during the day, in all fairness. Somebody there. The scav. Which means it's not likely he's here. But man, does this sound beautiful. Go up to Sniper Rock. You used to have some really good vision from up here. But, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to put in a few extra trees, right? Especially after they did the map rework. Yeah, I could have sworn this used to be much better. Well, something's in there. Hmm. Just in case I misclick. I gotta know, where is he? Is he even here? No, there just doesn't seem to be any bosses. Of course not. At this point, I'm just gonna keep it on so we can see. Where's the nearest exit is outskirts. Or ZB1014 would work. Stupid Shturman. I would argue he's probably our least encountered boss of all of them. Although now that I think about it, I haven't really... No, I have seen Killa a couple times. I've only seen Shturman twice. And then the one time he was dead. Killa, we've seen more. Tagilla, we've definitely seen. The goons, for sure. Who am I missing? Sanitar, we've seen... You know what? That is correct. I've only seen... Sanitar twice. Which means, technically, Sanitar is the least encountered boss. Of the main bosses. Like, I mean, we haven't once encountered Snipey McGee on Thingy Mission. On Lighthouse. Like, he's up there. But I haven't seen him, and I don't feel like dealing with him. I don't know if I would consider the Cultist Priest a boss. I'm inclined to say no. But, yeah, Killa we've seen a few times. Okay, so Sanitar takes number 1 for boss seen the fewest amount of times. And up at the top is either the goons or Parmesan. I would wager it's the stupid goons and their stupid faces. There's definitely a scav. There he is. Like, this isn't horrendous as a scope, but it's not my favorite, especially like when you're zooming in at nighttime. Like during the day, I'm sure this is probably not too bad. Beautiful. Gorgeous. No notes. I have to keep a partial eye over there because there is a mounted gun. Well, that's okay. Shoreline it is then. We're gonna work on test drive, which thank God is taking out basically anybody who's there with the RPD. And more PMCs is also nice. Look, I know there was the one and I could have kept trying to chase him, but sometimes you start to realize, like, they're not really worth chasing. There you go, there's 1014, just double checking. I still haven't actually used this gun in a combat scenario. I've only ever tested. Oh! Who is this? There's some dingus with a ketter. And I can wholeheartedly say... Sorry, I'm just listening. I'm not entirely convinced that the left-handed thing is all that good. I mean, other than, you know, extra ergo, it doesn't seem all that useful. Where's the milk? That's not milk. Have the milk gods abandoned me today? That makes me very sad. I did actually, for a very small amount of time, consider referring to my subscribers as the milk cult, but I was like, well, I don't know, that seems kind of silly, so let's not do that. Even if it does seem a little funny. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, so it's not that good. This one's okay. Oh my god, how much per bullet? That's fine. We'll just top this up. Hang on, if I... Big if true. Ah! How did I organize this before? Anyway. Okay. Should be good. We got some ammo. I need a marker. We're there. Hello, Spotify? There we go. Let me check shoreline test drive to do that. Wet job. Oh, it's not, I don't need a marker. You're right. Sorry. It's what do you call it? I think it's a little USB. Shoreline at 2 a.m. I've never used the RPD before, and I probably should have brought like a stack of extra ammo or something just in case. But I'm sure 300 rounds will be okay. Again, I've never used this gun, so I have no idea. It might be horrendous. It might not be nowhere near enough. Is this bipod floating? Where does this bipod go? How does this bipod function? I need to know. Because it looks like it's kind of connected over here. But then how does it pivot here? It's clearly supposed to pivot here. How does this work? At this point, I just want to deploy the bipod so I know. Where do I need to go? Up in the admin bill. Okay. We heard some people way up towards the radio tower. Oh my god. I have to do all that just to check. Oh, that's so funny. Just to check the chamber. Oh. Okay, I'm not crazy. My media buttons have stopped working. As I've hit the button to start it earlier. I like how this sounds. It sounds great. I think that was a PMC. Petition to put a suppressor on my PMC. Or my RPD rather. Little pistolman. I just want to say I did notice there the stars up at the top left of the map. I'm pretty sure that can only mean one thing, and that is the goons that are up in the top left of the map. I'm gonna bring this actually. And if he's got regular bandages, I'll take them too. Yeah, you see them way up there? I'm pretty sure that's not Sanitar. I don't think Sanitar will go up there, which means it's the goons. I wonder if there's something with the chance for the goons to spawn, and it like reduces the chances of other bosses spawning. Because I guarantee, on some maps we've dealt so much more with the goons than we have of the actual proper, basically bosses of that respective map. Man, this gun is huge. 3 times optic. I don't actually mind it as far as optics go. Right? Just very awkward. Does the eye cup come off? It does, and but that's 5 ergonomics. How bad is it without it? Like, not ergonomically wise. Actually, you know what? A lot of the eye cups are really horrendous in this game. But this one actually is not too bad. Let's see, anybody up here? Yes, clearly there are people up here. You know, that could also be Parmesan up at the top left. I'm also thinking. As long as he stays up there, I don't care. You know what I would wager happened for these missions, for the test drive missions? It was probably stuff that wasn't really being used by anybody. Sorry, just checking. And the devs were like, well, no one really is using the SR2M. People stopped using the M1A. Nobody uses the RPD. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to put a quest that forces them to use it. And then we're going to give them some of the more awkward attachments. Ooh. LMG's up to level 1. I don't even think I got a chance to use checking. I don't even think I got a chance to even use the RPK-16, which this game does classify as an LMG, and technically speaking it is. Ooh, beverage. Ooh, other beverage. Very cool. Wonderful. Glorious. Whoops. Gib. Free ammo. I will take this actually. And then I'll go inside and we'll look at our magazine. Look, the Lord provided. I kept talking about a rangefinder for my M700. Boom, there's one. Okay, we gotta unpack all these mags here. Oh boy. So how's the war going for you? Oh my god, it's HP rounds. I mean, is it better than nothing? Technically, but not by much. I mean, a knife is better than nothing. It's still not my first choice, you know? After I'm done with the magazines, I'll take a second from the... Actually, I don't even really care about the face. I'll put this here. I'll take a second. I did get an achievement, if you remember. For, I don't even remember what it was, in all fairness. I don't know, like, it was... I think it was last night, right? And I didn't get a chance to check it. What does this mean? We'll reload. The actual animation obviously isn't going to be very surprising. You've seen sort of one belt fed LMG. You've seen most of them, right? The even the swiveling thing, the swiveling optic is not all that fancy. It is technically one of the strategies used for because obviously when you if you put an optic on the desk cover, right, or the belt cover rather, you tend to lose zero very quickly during your like your reloads and stuff. So it's been a thing that people have been trying, well, for the most part, they've been trying to deal with for a while. And it wasn't until pretty recently that companies started basically using a different method. And that's essentially, like, I think was it the new FN Evolus, I believe, has like a feed ramp that opens to the side as opposed to opens up like the top. So it has like a monolithic upper, which means, okay, that sounds like big words, but all it means is, so you see here, I'm going to check the chamber to show you. So you see how I had to flip the top open like that? So when you do that, you will lose 0 on an optic if your optic is attached to that. It just happens, right? That's just how physics works. Because it's not going to sit exactly where it was prior to the flip up, then flip down again. I mean, it might only be off like an inch, but sometimes, especially for long distance accurate shooting, the inch matters. So all a monolithic upper means is instead of the feed ramp opening like that, it's one solid piece that doesn't open. So that means you're not going to lose 0. So like it's, again, nothing fancy, right? It's just, that's what it means. It basically just opens up to the side where the bullets go into. And that just sort of allows the user to maintain their sighting 0 while they are while they're shooting and they're reloading, so they don't have to worry about, oh no, my, you know, I sighted my gun in for 200 yards and I reloaded and now it's going to be off by like a foot at 300 yards or whatever, right? The more you know. And that's why you come here to my channel, to watch an idiot ramble about random gun facts that he heard through his travels and see, in all fairness, slightly better than mediocre gun gameplay. Man, this gun, did I ever tell you the guns in this sound good? Some of them sound much better though. I mean, like, most of them sound really good. But I mean, you heard that M700 is gorgeous. The ADAR, gorgeous. The TX15, not bad. The VPO 215, pretty good. This gun sounds amazing. I don't know if I would say it's my favorite. I personally think the regular ADAR takes that still, with the M700 being a very close second. But this is definitely up there. Which is such a gun nerd, or not even a gun nerd, but even a game nerd thing to say. You know, I actually have a top 5 guns for in Tarkov for how they sound, you know? Who cares about meta? How does it sound when it shoots? I promise I have friends in real life. So having this swivel eye mount kind of was a way to try to fight the Wandering Zero, but it doesn't really work because then it's just another part that hinges and moves, right? So it's like, did it do anything really, or was it just something you tried to do to see if it would work? They told you, hey, it's probably not going to work as well as you think it will, and they said, shut up, or you go to Gulag. Like, you know what I mean? Somewhere? Allegedly, it's in here. Arc plug. Honestly, I quite often forget that there's like this is even a playable area, because very, very rarely do people come in here. There it is. Oh, and there's a locked thing. Are we safe in here? Who keeps texting me? What do I have, like 30 texts? Hmm. Where are we here? So we got what we came for, like at least that what we came for. Now we're just sort of on the hunt for kills. Bro, someone came in here and just absolutely slapped people. It's the second corpse I've seen. This guy had a bit of night vision on him. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here looking around like, where is everything? Also, I did find out you can combine all, if you get access to all the maps, you can actually combine them for topographic maps. So if anybody needs a topographic map, if you get your hands on a lot of the different maps, if you just I think you can combine them in one of the workshops or whatever in your hideout, and you craft it into a topographic that is considered found in Rage because it was crafted. The more you know. Oh. Energy drink. I mean, we all kind of know what the hot rod is supposed to be, right? Like what drink that's supposed to be sort of mimicking. And the tart cola and everything, but I never found out what the max energy was supposed to be. It's not supposed to be Monster as far as I know, because Monsters only come in like the bigger cans, not the 355 mils. But I wonder if it's like some weird like Eastern European only brand of energy drink and I just never heard about it, which, I mean, in all fairness, wouldn't surprise me. So that SKS guy is such a great find. I mean, again, not the most amazing ammo he could have had, but having extra ammo is good enough. And this game also does, to an extent, subscribe to the very real situation where bigger bullet technically does do more damage, typically. Open sesame, please. Money. What we got here? Oh. Respirator. A rat cola, which I know is its own thing as far as I know. And it was designed by, and I believe I said this, but it was designed by FairTX, who also makes, if you guys see anything with Bliatman, which I believe is like a poster or something in here, that was also him. Very, very cool. His, I love his content is so good. Where is everybody? So clearly there was someone here at some point, because there are bodies literally all over the place. I just don't hear anybody. I hear someone now. I wonder if that is Parmesan up at the top left, but he's had that. He's had one of those things where he, like, his AI didn't activate, so now he's just, like, in the middle of nowhere, like we've seen before. PMC. Obviously, he has a laser. But that's a target and a nighttime PMC. Very good. Very good. He could be the culprit, but I'm not sure if he is. Again, I wonder if there's a detriment to walking around with your bipod deployed all the time. It would be interesting if there was like a penalty to ergonomics if your bipod was deployed. And like the penalties taken off if it's not deployed. Oh, hang on. What a time to reload. Okay. I'm having a really good time with this, unironically. It's quite fun. It's just the thing of, it's a machine gun, okay. It's so good. Ooh, this is getting full. And you know what? Somehow these aren't even all that slow to reload. And they're reliable, which is, I was going to say impressive, but realistically speaking, the way the belt actually sits in the... It's essentially just a box that holds a belt of ammo, right? It's not like there's a spring or anything required. So I would be impressed if it had a lower reliability, right? Right, because it's basically going to be all entirely on the belt is like how reliable is the belt, right? The actual the boobin itself is literally just something to hold the belt in place. Right, like if they really wanted to, they could have it where you don't have the boobin, you just have the belt. You just sit here and wait, perhaps? Yeah, sure. We'll give it like a minute. Let the raid breathe. I mean, if I fell onto there, it wouldn't be pleasant, but it's not the end of the world. However, because my guy's carrying a lot, it's not great. So we're not going to do that. What do we got here? Did we check this guy already? No. Killed by Stabmanto. Here's another X-17. It's in decent condition. What do we got in there? Orange M62s, I think. Yeah, sure. We'll take every time we get a new CMS kit. Yeah, M62s. Do I want M62? Sure. Like, not enough for me to, you know, take the gun and clear the chamber. Like, it's good, but it's not that good. Like, I don't mind the gun, it's just, I'm not really interested. Grenades, meh. Helmet, it's not a great helmet. And this is one of those things that is, I call it the AI special. In that it's something that the AI will wear, but it's not something that the player could make happen. I don't really know why. Okay, good. So this is the guy who killed... It's full now. This is the guy who killed that other guy we just looted. Stabmanto. Which, I don't know, for some reason that name rings a bell, but I can't quite put it on, like, put my finger on it. Here's an RSAS here. Haven't had a chance to use this yet. I wonder if it's any good. Ooh, don't mind if I do. So my favorite thing is this is 357, but here it shows the metric, which is 9 by 33. And the best part is, like, that's not even wrong or anything. It's just awkward. It's like, turn that off. Interesting. I have no idea where he drew out over towards the water. Yeah. We'll head over that way because we'll go ahead and get out in the tunnel. Oh, what is this? Eh. Oh. That's a PMC. That wasn't. Those were not PMCs? Well, color me surprised. Also, I wonder if this game simulates belts properly. And by that I mean, Russian belts, right? Or, well, technically speaking, they are Soviet belts because they were designed by the Soviets and the Russians still use them. They have 25 links, right? They're linked chains. So each chain, dual TAWs I see. Each chain has 25 rounds, or like the linkage, right? Is 25 rounds, and then the chain basically falls apart, right? Whereas if you think a lot of like the Western style of chains are individual rounds. So every time you fire around, the chain disintegrates, right? And it's what you typically think. Most people tend to think of when they're playing, especially with an LMG. Like Call of Duty has really popularized it. And yeah, so basically, it's as the machine gun fires in NATO weapons, the chain breaks up as it passes through the weapon, and then you end up with like 2 or however many pieces the chain is. I'm pretty sure it's 2. The Russian ones, they basically they'll go in pieces in 25 round pieces. So basically, it's like you get a bunch of 25 round set, put them in the link, and then connect it to the next link, and you have them chain across. So the disintegration happens once every 25 rounds. And that's just sort of like in these sort of connected loops, or not loops, what's the word I'm looking for? Lengths, I guess, is maybe the word I'm looking for. We're carrying a lot of ammo. A lot of M80 or hello? A lot of 7.62 NATO rounds. Excuse me, who is this? The scav. How do I know? Because that's a scav thing, like a scav cry, basically. Silly friend, I've got a bipod. I can wait. Why does it say AK-74 and AN-94 on my optic? Is this an optic that's designed specifically for that? Is that what this is about? You know what I could also do? This tends to make him panic a little. That's a PMC. I've only ever seen PMCs wig out like that. That wasn't a PMC? I just wanted to try emptying the drum there, see how it goes. And then the classic, swap these two out. So that way if I need to repack my mag, I can do it later when it's guaranteed to be safe. Also, Father, if you're watching, this dugout here near the power station is really good for there it is. Really good for grenades because the just check because they're usually one or two grenade boxes there. Oh, that was my backpack hitting the underbrush. I don't even mind if it goes daytime. Like, I got a couple kills of, PMCs at nighttime. Not the end of the world. That's gonna should have nothing in it. Yeah, if you ever see a any kind of container, like a backpack or whatever, in a container like that, there's almost no, there's nothing in it. There never is. So let's put that on hold for a second. Anything good? An NT4 is not too bad. A 338 suppressor is pretty decent. That's probably a backpack. Oh, that's not a backpack. Not useful, but it's not a backpack. Right? I mean, we basically have a fancier version of that, and it's better for us. Hmm. Oh, I see. So this scope itself was probably meant more for rifles. And then it's this thing that allows you to put it on, well, technically, you can put this on whatever you wanted. If I want to put that on an AK, I could. So how's the war going for you guys? It's always my favorite thing. It's like, oh, I'm excited. I want to go home and see my mom soon. Proceeds to get shot in the face. Gone. Rising Storm 2, Vietnam, was such a good game. It's just a shame it basically got abandoned. Alright. There was supposed to be a mod for it, I believe. That was set in a different time period. But nothing ever came of that one. Then there was supposed to be some other Cold War era game being made by someone I don't even really know, like a team I don't remember. Ooh. That was an SKS. I don't know where it came from. And now the team from Hell Let Loose, they're making a Hell Let Loose Vietnam. And that one is probably going to be amazing. But I am curious about who... I'll look it up later. Or just remind me on Monday that I was talking about it. There it is. 14 out of 30 so far. Not too bad. Do I want to check? You know what? Sure, I'll check the cottages, and then I'll check the cabins at the village, and then I'll go down to the tunnel. And then we will reestablish how much time we have and see if I have enough time for one more. Maybe a quick attempt at looking for Shturman again. We'll see. Depends on how successful I am on my current hunt. You know what's really weird? So I know a lot of people will say like, oh, you know, if you don't have anything, right? Like you don't have anything, you your body sort of naturally, you'll sleep in a little bit and blah 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 blah. No, 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 no. My body, my natural clock, okay, is basically going to sleep at like 6 or 7. Like if I try to fall asleep before 6 or 7, it is almost impossible unless I am completely exhausted, like I'm ill or just spent the whole day, you know, busy or like extremely busy or whatever. My body hates, like I physically cannot sleep before 6 or 7 a.m. And then I'll sleep for like maybe 4 hours. And it's never like in one chunk either. It'll be like a couple hours, then you're up for a bit, then you're back asleep again. And I say this because people have been telling me basically my entire life, oh, that's fine. It's normal for people to have like a slightly weird, you know, sleep schedule. And typically it's, you know, like teenagers especially. And it's usually slightly delayed a little bit compared to most other people. No, no, no. Hey, I'm just listening. Mine is completely bizarre. And I never understood why. I don't know if I ever will understand why. I think the big question is, does it even really matter? Yeah, I'm sure this... Oh. This bullet is big enough to actually... Oh, look, a sledgehammer to breach open that door. Wow. Nothing. And before you say, oh, you must be really unlucky in this or whatever, it might be part of SPT. No, even on different versions of Live Tarkov throughout the years, I've never had any success opening any of these gun cabinets. And anytime I find anything, it's either like a handful of shotgun shells or it's like there's definitely someone over here. A handful of shotgun shells or a Sega 12 gauge magazine. It is never ever anything else. The boss up north is gone? Oh. Okay, so I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm hearing somebody over here. That's a scav, by the way. What do you have? An AUG. Very strange. Eh. Interesting. It said it was what, like 2 a.m. in the game when I went in? Has it really gone through all that much time? I mean, even if I don't see anybody for the rest of the raid while I get out towards the tunnels, I'm still pretty happy with 15 out of 30 for a night raid, especially. I don't even mind the only the 2 PMCs. That doesn't even bother me in the slightest. The question is, do you think there's anyone here at the tunnels? Every so often you will get a scav. Oh. Can't aim down for some reason. I can aim up. Not down. And when you're aiming, if you start firing, you can't stop aiming. Which is pretty funny to me. Okay. Nothing here, we get out. There was playing a little bit more. Oh, a little bit more Metal Gear Solid Delta, and I got the frog mask, and oh my god, I was just having an absolute blast. I spent like, I'm not even joking, I spent the better part of about 2 hours giggling. It was just so funny. Eef. Yeah, there was Statman Toe. And then the other sniper, it's not super common that you get the 2 snipers up there. So I wonder what was going on. There you go. Now it kind of works again. Oh, weird. That's fine. We're going to sell this. The water and other stuff can stay. This can stay. This is definitely getting a clear. We do not need this many of anything in there. I completely forgot I still had, like, some of these are 3 or 4 raids old at this point. The 20,000 is fine. The US dollars doesn't do anything to me. Okay. Ammo. Always put the full stack in first. M700's in here, you're right. That's fine, I can sit on top, it's not a big deal. Okay, stuff's good. If anything, I'll bring in like a stack. That's about it. Right? This other stuff's getting sold. Okay. Peacekeeper, we go turn this in for him. Go find something you work for him. Mentor, 50,000 euros. You're right. I forgot about that. I don't care. Mentor's not required, but what job part 5 is? What job part 5? Do I need a key for this one? Yes. I need to make sure that I have East Wing 328. Ta-da! Done. And then there is a hard drive sitting on the PC in there. Okay. Oh, resort map. Cool. This is completely meaningless. Okay, so this is good. I'm actually going to pull out the what do you call it? Yes. Forgot about these. Hello, cat. Trading. And go. And I even threw a map in there for giggles. Completely, basically for free. No GPS. It's worth taking a look. I swear at this point, I'm going to have to, nothing else to ensure. I'm going to have to just do an entire episode, basically dive bombing into labs until I get the GPS. I need that GPS, man. Now, I'm not sure how correct this is, but I am vaguely sure that the RPD can have, like, there are polymer parts for the RPD. I don't know how widespread they would be, but I mean, like, heck, the Velociraptor exists in this game, and that was something that was seen once at, like, basically Russian SHOT Show, like, 15 years ago, and then never seen or heard about since. So surely, surely some polymer parts for an RPD is not out of the question. Okay. Like, they have different parts for the PKM. And yeah, you can get the small barrel for the RPD. And could I do the small barrel? Maybe. Am I going to? No. It would be funny though, especially if you're doing like a factory run. That'd be pretty good. But I will tell you, the thing, what do you call it? Just how storage works in this game. Right? Like, especially for magazines and what have you. Really, really sort of breaks the, I was going to say the immersion bubble of Call of Duty. But at the same time, I don't know if I would call it an immersion, right, per se. but it kind of just makes you really think about it. So let's completely ignore the concept of, magazine reliability. Again, this is not a magazine, it's basically a glorified container. But you really think about it. You're playing Call of Duty and you have the, like, what the standard you get is like 4 of these drums. Right? Sometimes you get, depending on the game you play, I guess. And then sometimes they go up to like 8 to 10, depending on what you're playing, which Call of Duty you're playing, and what perks you may have or whatever, right? And it really has you thinking: one, how much does your guy weigh? And two, where is he carrying all these things? Because I mean, like, there's maybe a handful of different chest rigs in this game that can carry more than one 2x2. The only ones I can think of off the top of my head are this TV-110 and the AVS. So then explain to me, Batman, where this guy is carrying like all these different drums. Right? I mean, theoretically speaking, one could argue, okay, well, he's got a bunch in a backpack, and you know what? Theoretically, that would work. They're essentially just fancy containers, right? Heck, there's even the what's it called, like the Scorpion backpack or whatever, and that's essentially, think like one of these drums, but a box, and it's not just any box. It's a box that is so big you have to wear it as a backpack, and it's got like this one feeding chain that I believe is assisted via a motor. But like you sit there and you carry this backpack full of ammo. All right. So I mean, technically you could carry these in your backpack and just sort of swap them out. Obviously, would be much easier if you had a second person to help you do that, like to grab it from the backpack and basically feed it to you. I thought I saw somebody on this rock. Okay. Whereas something like the PPSH, I could feasibly picture a guy carrying like, I mean, maybe 10 sticks. It'd be a bit awkward, but it's absolutely feasible. He's not going anywhere fast, but it can be done. And they did, like, a lot of their things were set up to carry, quite a few. But when you have the pouches for the drum mags for the PPSH, well, one, that sucker's barely feeding, so you're not even going to want to be using it. It'll go like through 6 rounds before the actual drum is likely to jam in some way, shape, or form. And they're just awkward to carry. They don't stack very well with each other. So. I think Parmesan is down on the pier. Where am I going in here? On the other side of this building. I gotta go up a floor. Thought I saw like a red line or something. What? I did not find Shturman. He is, there he is. Got him. Ooh, there's something funky over there. We're getting up to the roof. My brother sent a video the other day of some guys digging in some mud somewhere in Eastern Europe, probably Russia. And they found a remarkably well preserved PPSH with the drum mag on it. Oh, I didn't realize this was just that good for looking down at the sniper scav from out here. Good to know. There's something mean over this way. I don't know what it is. Reload. Take this instead, just because it's multi-use. Now, if I can just get a great angle with this bipod. I'll just go around the safe way. Show him the real reason of bipods. That. Oh, capturing outposts. Part of it is done. Very cool. Bipods, baby. Just as God intended. I was about to say God and Eugene Stoner, but I'm sure Eugene Stoner didn't invent the bipod. Everybody knows it was John Moses Browning. For legal reasons, that's a joke. What the heck? Where the heck is all these people? Okay, I guess we're going downstairs and we're gonna have a firefight. We're gonna be very careful with where we're walking here. Could you imagine if I said that, proceeded to walk off the... That would be so funny. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be funny, but it would be like it wouldn't be haha funny. It'd be pretty ironic funny. How we're doing for this? Sure, we'll take a hot rod. Why not? What? that was very amusing. This is what we heard firing earlier. That was definitely the 416. Yeah, he had one of these. I would not be even remotely surprised if this is one of the Boobin with the funny rounds. I genuinely don't remember what ammo this is. No, it's not worth it. Man, that was so good. A wise man once said, if you ever think you're suppressing the enemy enough, double it maybe then it's enough. Who was that man? No idea, but it sounded legit, so you probably believe me anyway. Sometimes that's all it's about. It is, you know, is what I said convincing enough? If it's convincing enough, it's good enough for me. But I don't see why that wouldn't necessarily be true. I mean, Napoleon himself said God is on the side of whoever has the most artillery, right? So I don't see why there wouldn't be a saying about suppress the fire. There was a picture I saw, and I say this, when I say saw, I mean almost literally, of someone had a 249 up on their wall. And if you give me a second to get somewhere, like, relatively safe, I'll see if I could pull it up. Maybe not necessarily pull it up, but, like, pull it up so I can read it for you. Good news, it's past 9 p.m. How do I know? Because I killed that guy and it was a PMC, and it counted up for the insomnia. Gotta go upstairs for 328, you're right. This one. This is, I think, what I need, yeah. Okay, let's see, what did the phone say, No. Nope. Hideo Kojima, back at it again. I'm also using this time to listen out. Yes. So it has a 249 up on the wall, and it says live, laugh, lay down, suppressive fire. And I thought that was so hilarious. So good. I need to go find one of the rooms in here that has, like a potential green, but like an ammo crate. Because I would appreciate more ammo. Right? I mean, you saw that taking out what's his face, that one guy with the SKS, that led to a bunch of ammo for suppressive fire when I needed it. What did this guy have? Ooh, an M700. Good ammo, perhaps? It looks like it's okay. Slightly reduced weapon spread. It's only a common. Let's take a look. Whatever. I think the P22 is okay. That's full, of course. A book. A VOG. There's nothing worth it here. So, if anybody knows some good rooms in here that has ammo, let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to make my way over to, I don't know, let's say the weather station. Not as many targets in this this go around. Ow, my legs. Fall damage in this is very funky. What are my options again to get out of here? Potentially the boat the path to lighthouse climber trail rather, or to customs. So we can check the power station here. There should be somebody, right? Yeah, there's a guy right there. Boom. We need 9 more enemies on this map. And try to get it in one go would be really nice. Like if we can get 9 enemies now, basically. I thought I heard voices. I think it's just my brother and his friends. Okay, you know, if an explosion happens near you, don't sit around looking for where it came from. Move. Get off the axe. Okay, you can potentially sort out its location later. Hmm. Ooh. Does this... Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure the RPD does not have semi-auto. The PKM should. I believe I'm pretty sure the PKM is does have a semi-auto. I think. Unfortunately, I do not have an encyclopedic knowledge of, well, anything really. I just have a general or above general knowledge of quite a few things. 18 out of 25. Okay, for the PMCs at nighttime. That doesn't, of course, include factory or labs. It's a bit of a shame because I was thinking earlier, I'm like, well, you know, we have to do the other test drive at factory. That should be great at nighttime. Doesn't count. Now, I would imagine if it is Parmesan at the pier. Ooh. Let's step back a little bit. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Flashlight man is over there somewhere. We could try the tried and true method of flushing them out with grenades. That tends to work very well. And unless you send the grenade sailing way off past them. But in all fairness, that's an M67, so... We'll pop in here where we can a good overview of this place. Get ourselves a full drum. And then we can deal with whatever is going on with this drum. Surprisingly, there's no debuff for speed for this. It's just because of the sheer volume. I feel like they probably did that on purpose. Otherwise, nobody would ever, no one would ever load these. I mean, in all fairness, why would anybody load one of these in real life, right? Like, you just be like, no, give me a new belt. You're not gonna sit there and go, hang on, let me fill up the drum again. No, we'll just do it loose. We don't need to bother with that. Food and water. That's what this is, the aquamarine is for. Aquamarine? I don't know what it's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be like some sort of fancy water? Like, what is it? Is it like one of those smart waters? And what makes the water so smart? What is its IQ? Riddle me that, Batman. I actually don't have this key. Oh, fancy. Thank God, I almost double-clicked the sugar by accident. The other guy was over by the hut. We are at 24 or 30. 6 more people, please. Perfect. Ugh, it's not the best. It's really not the best ammo. But it technically works. My man had a single magazine. It's not even a good magazine. It's probably not even worth attempting to fill this one, but just in case, well, it's safe. It's that guy from the Chronicles of Rigi. Pretty good series. I highly recommend it. There's what, like 3 seasons or something like that? Very good. Highly recommend. Did I mention I recommend it? Just in case you weren't sure, I recommend it. And for those of you in the back who may not have heard, no, I'm not gonna. It's like the hit show Justified. Have you ever heard of the hit show Justified? It's a very good show. Highly recommend it. Just in case, like. If the lighthouse could technically work if I was really that desperate. Maybe, hopefully there's some people here at the gas station. It looks like, if that is Parmesan, he didn't really move. He's kind of good. Because if he doesn't move, does he put down landmines? I have no idea. Okay, I need 4 more. You know, I just assumed that this was Parmesan. This could very well just be, Sanitar. I think this is Sanitar. Is, Oh no, there is a very small, looks like there's a very small land bridge up here, which I will cross so I can get over. If I can get up on that rock I was on last time, we might be in for a better shot. Quite literally. I mean, to do this very carefully. To the point where I'm going to slow walk. Just in case. Okay. Need 3 more, and then I can literally get out. I don't even care anymore. Even if I just get test drive done and not the thing mission, that would be fine by me. See you. More. Oh. Thing is, I do actually have some, I'm going to say some experience. I mean, ish. I have some experience as a a virtual machine gunner. Does that count? So I'm not, it's not like I'm doing this completely like, what do I do? Oh, just full send. I'll full send for giggles, maybe, but I know how to do like that, you know what I mean? We can go check this guy. Like, it should be relatively safe to do so. Especially he delivers me some ammo. Like this man has just done. Head back up to our Rock of Doom. It sounded like something for a second, like the jet, and stopped. Also, if I'm not mistaken, see that boat out there? That's technically the actual the sailboat for the extract. If you see a boat out there, you don't even need to know that it's not available to you. It's not available to you. Like it's if it's out there, you're not taking it. There we go. We can top up some of our ammo here. The T45M1 is not the best, but one, it's tracer, so that technically is fun with an MG when you get all those tracers. Just every round as a tracer, very funny. I only need 2, and there's at least 1, and then his buddy, you know, like, you know, and Senator himself. I'm actually quite enjoying this. This is very fun. I'm almost at full mastery, which kind of doesn't surprise me when you consider how mastery is obtained by getting hits. Especially that dude with the Ford armor. I couldn't punch through it, but I was getting the points for hitting him. Really funny. Someone smarter than myself. Thank you for saving me the trip. Someone smarter than myself can tell you how to get in there and deal with all the fire. I haven't bothered since they changed how the fire works there. I could theoretically try to push it, but I don't want to. There you go, done. How do I get out? Oh, railway bridge. I have to go that way. I'm not going to bother with Sanitar. I'm going to basically just go right past them. I'm going to check this guy for, like, food and or water. A cat. No, thank you. So if he sallies out, I'll deal with him, but I'm not going to push him. Or sallies forth, you know, however you want to refer to it as. And if you don't know what that means, basically, this is, basically, it is just sort of the act of the defender coming out for you. Right? Like if you're laying siege to somebody, like a castle, obviously, usually, a building, and basically the defenders, when they sally forth, which means basically they try to rush you. Usually it's to try to catch you by surprise. So. If you are a fan of Lord of the Rings, then you will actually kind of recognize it. If you know the Siege of Minas Tirith, or well, Helm's Deep, I guess. This Helm's Deep, right? The Battle of Helm's Deep. So once, like they were defending the wall, so they were besieged. And once Gandalf showed, well, spoiler alert, I guess, but if you haven't seen it, one, why not? And two, go watch it right now. It's really good. But basically, when Gandalf and Rohan shows up, see if we can pull him in, I guess. No, he just didn't react. When they show up from the Rohan, and then all the Gondorians come charging out of Helm's Deep, right? Basically as a counterattack. Basically it's like a counterattack, actually. Except it's exclusively used for like the besieged party counterattacking from the besieged building. That's all it is. It typically isn't really used anymore. Oh, a gun. Some free ammo. Don't mind if I do. This is so dumb. Why am I doing this? I'm literally wasting time right now. Because, I mean, typically you don't really hear about, like, siege you hear occasionally here or there, right? But, sallying forth you don't. You hear it extremely rarely. Maybe, I was just thinking, maybe there's some incremental games that I could potentially play after this. Like, if anything, I can play through one of the Metal Gear Solid games, you know, on my streaming Saturdays. And as for my, sorry, as for my series, still not 100% sure what would be a good series. I mean, I'm sure there was one I saw, some sort of mining game, not Minecraft, mind you, but it was like an actual mine. It looked kind of cool. It had like conveyor. It was like Hydroneer almost, except you were mining. So I'll have to see if I can find it again. Right now it's only a demo, but that'd be fun. What was the one I saw? The one Queso played, the water park simulator. That might be a decent series potentially. I don't know. Really have to think about it. Oh, and now what's his face decides to turn around. What a dingus. Okay, you head to the railway bridge and then get out. Okay, then we'll consolidate. We'll deal with the ammo situation. Basically, to unpack this and get basically Monday's episode ready. Monday, we're definitely going for Shturman. It's going to be probably a longer stream on Monday. And that's going to be guaranteed. We get Shturman. And then we sort out whatever else our missions are. But Shturman is the big... Okay. And I will go into the thingy menu. I will figure out what the heck is going on with the bosses and why Shturman does not seem to want to show up. I believe there is a mode that forces bosses to spawn all the time. I don't know if I'm fully thing for that. It's, you know, sometimes it's nice to not have to deal with the bosses. But then obviously it sucks when you're actually actively looking for the bosses, so you can't it's one of those things where it sucks. It's when you want to find them, you never find them, and when you don't want them, sure enough, there he is, right? So yay, Bitcoin is completed. Very cool. Let me look at what job part 5 that was. I actually forgot we completed that. Yeah, guard. We only killed 2 of the guards. They're worth headshots, so pretty cool. LMGs, very fun, very fun. I haven't really got a chance to use the M60. That could be also really fun. And it'd probably be run in a very similar fashion, except obviously we can play around with optics and you know, stuff a bit more, because it's a little bit more modular. So okay. Oh yeah, test drive, that was completed. Cool. Uzi on factory, 50 enemies, my god. He gives me the like the Uzi the way he wants it though. This one, first job in the world. Meh. And we have to do this all, I think, in one go. I don't know when we're going to do this, but we'll get it done at some point. This, I'm not sure when I'm going to get that from him. Okay. So let's organize this stuff here. This one is the one that doesn't work. No, thank you. SNB is good ammo, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. M61. NB. Unload this. Any hollow points left over will be eliminated. There shouldn't be many of them. Yeah, didn't think so. Top up. Oh! Interesting. Huh, that's kind of cool, actually. These will keep. Sure, but I don't care really about the rest. FMJ is whatever. This is dumb and does not matter. Hang on. Okay. Sell these. This is cool, but I'm probably never going to use it again. This I don't want. This is going to have to get used at some point. Okay. This is not in amazing condition. This is whatever. Go in here. This is going to get turned into, what's his face? This, no thank you. Cool, but not needed. Oh, it's fine. We'll just leave this here. We'll start from here. Here. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Keep that. Sell. Sell. Sell these to him, and then we're actually going to turn this one in. Okay. What do we do here? Should be this one. Okay, that's good to go. Boom. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about this right now. Chuck that on. Actually, kind of want to put this on instead. Yeah, that it should be lighter at least. Put these together. That's good to go. Put this away, or I'll sell these. Okay. Perfect. So let me just go to my notes very quickly. Guide has to be done. Test drive part 5 also has to be done. Capturing outposts is actually not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Somehow. I mean, to be fair, that's an easier one. There's usually PMCs up there. The scav base, and then the customs, maybe, I don't know. Our own land, that'll get done at some point. I'm in no rush to do that. That's a lot of these aren't so. This one I could have sworn I did ages ago, but I guess it didn't save it for some reason. Everything else I don't really care too much about. Okay. So let me go here. We'll put Shturman. Whoops. Shturman at the front. No more shoreline. Nighttime PMC. Sure. Yeah, that's basically that's it. No more notes. We're done. Anyway, so that's going to be it for this episode. So if you guys like what you saw, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, share with all your friends. Thank you all to my subscribers. I appreciate it. And yeah, so there's not going to be anything tomorrow. Not going to be anything Saturday either. So I will see you guys on Monday. You guys have a really good weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Good night.